So, like I said, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric McKinley, and I am the founder of Generational Wealth Creators. And this morning, I'm going to share something with you this morning that you may or may not know. We talk about things that are expensive in our lives. You know, as Americans, man, we are conditioned to be consumers. That means we conditioned to buy up everything. But what we're not taught is to produce. Well, this morning I want to talk about one of our biggest expenses. As a matter of fact, it's one of the biggest hidden expenses that we actually don't really know of. Okay, that's why it's hidden. We don't know. But I want to bring some things to your attention and shed some light on the situation. So, guys, like I said, as you jump on here and you're able to see this, I want you to actually post any comments that you like. It's open for discussion. This is not something that I'm just trying to shove down your throat, but I just want to educate you for a minute. So let me share my screen, guys. I want to share some things with you that I actually researched about the topic. Okay, so here, make sure y'all can see this. It's not going to be the greatest. There you go. Okay. Y'all recognize that picture? That is a picture of a person dumping their money out of their wallet into what looks like a picture of Uncle Sam's hand wide open, okay? Uncle Sam's hand is wide open, and he is gladly receiving that money. And you see, it says your biggest hidden expense is taxes. It's not your a lot of people, if you ask them, hey, what's your biggest expense, your number one expense, most people are going to say their mortgage, or they may say another big bill. They may say their rent, or they may say their car note. They may even say student loans. I've even heard people talk about their spouses being expensive. But just so you guys know, your taxes are not only your biggest expense, but it's your number one expense. And it takes a large amount of your money out of your pockets. So the reason why I'm talking about this morning is because I want to make people aware and to inform them. So the next thing I want to do is I want to share another picture with you. I love pictures, man. Pictures are actually, pictures are actually something that people can relate to. They're relatable. And I think people have a better understanding when they see a picture. So when I say that taxes are your biggest and your number one expense, I want you to go and I want you to research this yourself. If you look at it, of course, I couldn't pull up 2020 because that has not been produced yet. But what I did was I pulled up the most recent one that says, how high are your income tax rates in your state? Now, why am I talking about income taxes or taxes altogether? I'm talking about that because income taxes are the only taxes that you can legally control. I'm going to say this again in case you didn't understand. Income taxes are the only taxes that you can legally control. A lot of people don't know that. The seeds that were planted were that of you got to pay taxes. No, that's not true. You have to file your tax returns because if you don't, that will hold you in violation of the code, which says you got to file your taxes. Now, you don't necessarily have to pay taxes. You have to file your taxes, though. So if you look at this, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see, okay? Hopefully that's a little bit better. Now, everything, before we get started, everything that's grayed out, those particular states don't pay state taxes. You're looking at Washington State up there in the top left. You're looking at Nevada next to California. You're looking at Wyoming, South Dakota, Texas, and also Florida. They do not pay state taxes. So if you're lucky enough to live in one of those states, then you've already done something that a lot of people, a lot of Americans have not been able to do, and that's lower your taxable income just by not having to pay state income taxes, okay? But that's not to say that there are no state taxes on sales. That's a different area, okay? So now, even in Hawaii, Alaska doesn't pay taxes either, but even in Hawaii, look at Hawaii and California, because I'm going to start pointing out the states with the large tax percentage. As the states are darker, you're talking about a higher tax rate, okay? State tax rate. So if you look at California at 13.3%, you got to look over here to the far right because they couldn't get it on the map right here next to PA. You got New Jersey, which is at 10.75%. You have Minnesota, which is at 9.8%, and Oregon, which is at 9.9% taxes, state taxes. You got Hawaii down here at 11%. Wow. Then it starts to get a little bit lighter, but it's still darker. You got New York at 8.82. You got Iowa at 8.5. You go to another color tone, and hold on, let me see. You got something over here. Nah, okay. You go to another tone. You have Wisconsin at 7.65, and it starts to tone down, guys, at 7% here in South Carolina. That's where I am right now. And you have Maine at 7.1% state taxes. So taxes take a huge part of your life. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to look at the state that you're currently in right now. And I want you to look at how much state income taxes you're paying on your income. See, your income is taxed at that rate, meaning that if you earn your money through working a job, then that's the amount of money that's going to be taxed. So imagine this, guys. Imagine, I'll make the numbers real simple. Imagine you make $100,000. Okay, imagine you make $100,000 a year. Well, let's look at California. Out of that $100,000 a year, 13.3% of that is going to be taxed at a state rate. Wow. That means that $1,300 have gone to state taxes for that year. That's a lot of your money. So you can just imagine how it goes further, okay? And to understand that your mortgage is not your biggest expense, it's the biggest expense that you see. And I know you pay your mortgage every year, every month, and it may be way more than that, $1,300. But I want you to think about it. Every month you pay your mortgage, you're getting taxed. Every month you pay your car note, you're getting taxes on those things. Taxes on actually re-registering your vehicle taxes, property taxes, ad valorem taxes, state and sales taxes. There's 97 different taxes that we may have to pay as Americans. So taxes are your biggest expense. So if you're still not getting what I'm saying, let me go ahead and I want to share another picture. Okay, I want to share another picture. And this particular picture, and this is not the best one, but this is the only one I could find at the time, as far as the tax rates. And not too much has changed in the brackets from 2019, but I want to share this with you. So that same person let's say that person is married filing jointly, and they're making $100,000 in income. Well, if you look at this, $100,000 married filing jointly, they're falling into the 25% tax bracket. 25% tax bracket. Now, I'm not going to go and try to figure out all these taxes, but per your state, look at how much taxes you're paying in state taxes. Then I want you to understand that, of course, not all this money is taxed. You're going to be taxed at a certain rate minus your so much money so much money that you make is not going to be taxed, and then after that, the money is taxed. But let's just imagine that 25% bracket. Let's imagine that person at $100,000 is paying about 11 or 12%, maybe 13% of their money in federal taxes. That's another huge chunk of their money going out, not to include Social Security taxes and Medicaid taxes, okay? Self-employment taxes. That's a huge chunk. That's about 8.62% as well. So I want you guys to understand, as I talk about this and I talk about how taxes are our biggest expense, not just that, it's our biggest hidden expense. We have to find a way to legally lower our taxes. Now, once again, not paying taxes is not illegal. However, not filing a tax return is illegal. That makes the appearance of you trying to hide money, okay? So the government wants to know that you're reporting the income that you made. So I want you to understand that there's several ways that you can legally lower your taxable income. If you have a job, the first way that you can use to legally lower your taxable income is to take a look at your Form W-4. That's one way, okay? Filling your Form W-4 out the correct way can legally lower the amount of taxes that are coming out of your check per pay period. And it's based off your marital situation. It's based off of your lifestyle. It's based off your situation, whether you have children, whether you're married, whether you have a business, all those things matter. So I would strongly encourage you to understand how the tax system works and how it plays a huge part in your life. Another way you can legally lower your taxes if you don't have one is to get a home-based business. Having a home-based business is going to allow you to write off some of your anyway expenses, the things that you're going to have expenses for anyway. And make sure this thing is all good. The things you're going to have expenses for anyway. And I'm not going to go through everything that you can write off, but if you want to know, you can actually go on Amazon or any bookstore, and you can research or order a book about tax deductions for home-based deductions. See, people don't understand that these tax laws and the tax systems are pushing people to become business owners because the government is in favor of business ownership. And understand this: if you're making $100,000, if you're earning, got to be right with my verbiage. If you earn $100,000 a year in W-2 income, understand that W-2 is getting taxed at the highest rate. So as a business owner, you can legally, morally, and ethically lower those taxes to a lower rate on an average of about 10 to maybe 20%, depending on how many expenses you have and how much stuff you actually are able to legally write off, qualifying deductions. So not a tax professional or not a tax attorney, not a CPA, but I don't have to be. All you got to do is go out there and read and research. And as it applies to you and applies to your life, you apply it to your life. Simple as that. So guys, I'm going to leave you with this. The next time somebody asks you what your biggest expense is, before you respond with my mortgage, my rent, my car note, or my student loans, or my spouse, before you respond with that, I want you to think about and consider every purchase that you make. The majority of the purchases that you make are being taxed. So that means taxes are a huge expense and a huge part of your life and your lifestyle. In order to legally lower those taxes, and there's nothing wrong with that, in order to legally lower those taxes, you got to educate yourself and position yourself to be able to do so. Hey guys, my name is Eric McKinley, and I am the proud founder of the Generational Wealth Creators. And my favorite saying is, guys, when you know better, that's when you can do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. What I want you guys to do is I want you to look for me on Facebook. And this is my business page. So I want you to like this, and I want you to share it with your friends if you want to be updated on the updated financial, personal, and business information. Also find me on YouTube, Eric McKinley 72. I'm also out there on Instagram. Guys, if you see something that you like or something that you want to talk about or discuss, hit me up. I'll do my research and we'll get that information out there. But what I want you to understand is you can take control of your personal finances if you apply yourself. Hey guys, have a great day. And I see you at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace out.